Two major Springfield projects made it into Missouri's new state budget, but they can't get the money. As Phil Rodriguez reports, the governor put restrictions on millions of dollars for local projects, including a proposed convention center in Springfield and improvements to the Discovery Center.
$30 million for a convention center, $1 million for the Discovery Center. Both made it into the state budget, but that money is restricted, meaning Springfield leaders can see it on paper, but they can't spend it yet. For Visit Springfield CEO Mark Heckey, the funds for the convention center are about more than just conferences.
We are losing indoor sporting groups, we're losing meetings, we're losing fraternal groups, we're losing all kinds of different groups from a variety of different sectors, not only conventions.
He says when visitors come to town, they stay in local hotels, eat at restaurants, buy gas, shop, and generate tax revenue the city can use later. But without a larger indoor venue, he says Springfield keeps missing out.
But it gets harder every day, because as we move backwards, everyone's moving forwards.
It doesn't matter who you ask, whether it's the CEO of the Discovery Center, the president of Visit Springfield, or really any business owner downtown. It's not about what Springfield is missing out on right now, but what that funding impacts in terms of Springfield's future. At the Discovery Center, CEO Tyler Moles says their restricted funding is tied to more visible needs.
Our appropriation was for $1 million. It was going to pay for a lot of infrastructure, another HVAC chiller, windows, like flooring, plumbing components, just infrastructure for this whole building.
Moles says part of that money would also help a trades exhibit for kids, connecting hands-on learning to the kind of jobs Springfield needs. He says the Discovery Center will keep moving forward, even if the money takes longer to arrive.
Yeah, it's just, we will do the projects, we'll get things done. We work hard and we will always find a way.
Both leaders say restricted does not mean gone. But for now, the question is when or if the state releases the money. Until then, Visit Springfield says the city is still competing with communities that are already moving ahead.
The same point. Springfield is losing, and that's not good enough.
How do we stop it from losing?
We have to invest in ourselves.
In Springfield, Phil Rodriguez, KY3 News.
Springfield voters have rejected the city's plans for the convention center twice.